Adams Archive.
Do you know what's listed as the number 43 top sold hat on Amazon? You want to talk about propaganda when it comes to Kamala Harris? They've made her this absolute star. Now, this just shows exactly how ridiculous the propaganda is and how fake. This shows exactly how fake Kamala Harris's entire popularity is. Go to Amazon right now. Look at the top 100 hats that have been sold in the last month. And it doesn't have to be what's been sold, obviously, as you'll see here in just a second. But when you look at the top 100 hats sold on Amazon right now, one of them that comes up is this hat right here. Here you go. Now, if you can't see my screen right now, it's a Harris Walls 2024 hat. Now, this is listed as the #1 new release hat on Amazon, which is funny because there's only one rating on this hat, one 5-star review on this hat, and it's the #1 new released men's baseball hat. 1 star, huh? That's weird. Almost as fake as the people that were on the tarmac when Kamala Harris got out of her airplane. Now, you want to know why this is interesting? Is because somebody else I know so happens to have a newly released hat on Amazon. If you go to #1 released on men's baseball hats, you will see that the #1 hat is Harris Wall. This is the entire #1 released Amazon hot new releases of baseball hats. #1, Kamala Harris Walls. #2, Kamala. #4, Kamala. #5, Kamala. #6, Kamala. #7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. So you're telling me on Amazon, out of the top 22 hats released in the last month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 of the top 22 hats on Amazon in the new releases are all about Kamala Harris. Especially when you see that of those 18 hats that are in the top releases of hats, there's a total combined 8 stars that have been that have been given to these hats. 8 total purchases verified on Amazon for the top 18 of 22 hats on Amazon. 18 out of the top 22 hats on Amazon right now of the new releases are Kamala Harris, and they have a total combined purchased of 8 total purchases. Now, you want to know why I know that's bullshit? Because guess what? I own a hat company called Ronin that just released on the same time frame as these, and my hats have more reviews and more purchases than every single one of these hats. Every single one of them. My hats aren't listed on this top 100 list. But guess what? 35 different variations of Kamala Harris on a hat are the top new releases for men's baseball hats. That's interesting to me. Hilarious, actually. And what's even funnier is that the #3, of the top 10 on here, 9 of them are for Kamala Harris. But the one that's Make America Great Again for Donald Trump has 28 reviews, while the Kamala Harris ones have a combined 10 reviews. So the #3 has 28 times more reviews than any of the other ones. But it's #3 compared to #1 is Harris Walls. Especially when you see that the Harris Walls hats are like camouflage. I'm sorry, nobody's buying a camo Harris Walls hat. Nobody. Hilarious. So, if you want to buy a real hat and support a real company with real values, you can actually go to Amazon right now. And you can look at it on your screen if you're here on YouTube with us. And here is my hat. You can look up Ronin Faraday hat. It will be the #1 thing that comes up. It's a black hat that is a silver-lined fabric EMF blocking baseball hat. Now, it's also just so happens to be the best-looking hat on Amazon right now as well. But my hat has more stars than the #1, #2, #4, #5, #6, #7, #8. More purchases, guaranteed, than all of those Kamala hats. Kamala Harris hats that are on Amazon right now. But for some reason, we don't show up on that list. Now that's interesting. Very interesting. So if you want to protect yourself from EMFs, you want to give the middle finger to Kamala Harris and the propaganda arm that is Amazon trying to push this type of merchandise onto the general public. Like, they're not only doing it with AI generated photos, they're not only propping up Kamala Harris by putting Beyonce songs and Taylor Swift behind her and all of these fake propaganda videos where you see her in what looks like packed arenas that are there for her with all these signs. No, they're there for the entertainment that they paid tens of millions of dollars to even show up there, because they know that's the only way anybody's going to show up to their campaign. So, if you're sick of the tomfoolery and you want to support a real brand, go to Amazon right now and buy one of my hats, Ronin Faraday hats on Amazon. And while you're there, leave a review so you can let them know too that we have way more people buying our stuff than Kamala Harris does.
Adams Archive.